As a man thinketh in his heart, so shall he be. Man's mind may be likened to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild. Men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. As he thinks, so he is. As he continues to think, so he remains. A strong man cannot help a weaker, unless develop the strength which he admires in another. None but himself can alter his condition. There can be no progress nor achievement without sacrifice, and as his mind on the development of his plans and the strengthening of his resolution and self-reliance. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the result of long and patient effort and self-control. To desire is to obtain, to aspire is to achieve. A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all his thoughts. A person is limited only by the thoughts that he chooses. A man only begins to be a man when he ceases to whine and revel and commences to search for the hidden justice which regulates his life. He who would accomplish little needs sacrifice little. He who would accomplish much must sacrifice much. He who would attain highly must sacrifice greatly. Men are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. The dreamers are the saviors of the world. Good thoughts and actions can never produce bad results. A noble and godlike character is not an effect of long-cherished association with godlike thoughts. All that a man achieves and all that he fails to achieve is the direct result of his own thoughts. Until thought is linked with purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishment. Suffering is always the effect of wrong thought in some direction. It is an indication that an individual is out of harmony with himself, with the law of his being. Work joyfully and peacefully, knowing that right thoughts and right efforts inevitably bring about right results. For you will always gravitate toward that which you secretly most love. The circumstances which a man encounters with suffering are the result of his own mental inharmony. Self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, calmness is power. Say unto your heart, peace be still. Act is the blossom of thought, and joy and suffering are its fruits. Thus does a man garner in the sweet and bitter fruitage of his own husbandry. Knowing the law of love, he lives it, and maintains the same calm attitude of mind and sweetness of heart towards all. He who knows that love is at the heart of all things and has realized the all-sufficing power of that over has no room in his heart for condemnation. Think lovingly, speak lovingly, act lovingly, and no danger shall overtake you. Love does not brand and classify men, does not seek to convert men to his own views, not to convince them of the superiority of his methods. Look through the eyes of love, and you shall see everywhere the beautiful and true. Love is the magic that transforms all things into power and beauty. The soul attracts that which it secretly harbors, that which it loves, and also that which it fears. Harmony is one phase of the law whose spiritual expression is love. The man who thinks hateful thoughts brings hatred upon himself. The man who thinks loving thoughts is love. A man sooner or later discovers that he is the master gardener of his soul, the director of his life. The more tranquil a man becomes, the greater his success, his influence, his power for good. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. As the physically weak man can exercise and become strong, his mind can become strong by exercising himself in right thinking. For true success, ask yourself these 4 questions. Why? Why not? Why not me? Why not now? No duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks. Good thoughts bear good fruit. Bad thoughts, bad fruit. The human will, that force unseen, the strength of granite intervene. You will be what you will to be. There is an unavoidable tendency to become literally the embodiment of that quality upon which one most constantly thinks. A man remains ignorant because he doesn't love wisdom and doesn't choose wise thoughts. Do not dwell upon the sins and mistakes of yesterday so exclusively as to prevent you from living purely today. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass. Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall your dream show you what you shall at last unveil. Your circumstances may be uncongenial, but they shall not long remain. So if you but perceive an ideal and strive to reach it, cease to be a disobedient child in the school of experience and begin to learn, with humility and patience, the lessons that are set for your ultimate perfection. The law of harvest is to sow a character, and you reap a destiny. The universe does not favor the greedy, the dishonest. The universe helps the honest, the magnanimous, the virtuous. The outer conditions of a person's life will always be found to be harmoniously related to his inner state. To begin to think with purpose is to enter the ranks of those strong ones who only recognize failure as one of the pathways to attainment. Thought is the fountain of action, life, and manifestation. Make the fountain pure, and all will be pure. The world steps aside for the man who knows where he is going. Circumstance does not make the man, it reveals him to himself. No man is hindered by another, he is only hindered by himself. No man suffers because of another, he suffers only because of himself. In a justly ordered universe, where individual responsibility must be obsolete, our life is what our thoughts make it. A man will find that as he alters his thoughts towards things and other people, things and other people will alter towards him. A man can only rise, conquer, and achieve by lifting up his thoughts. He who delights in work will not long remain unemployed. Every act of a man springs from the hidden seeds of thought. Unrest and pain and sorrow are the shadows of life. Blessedness, not material possessions, is virtue. Desiring material possessions is the measure of wrong thought. If your real desire is to be good, there is no need to wait for the money before you do it. The world steps aside for the man who knows where he is going. The man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can achieve anything. Self-control is strength. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. He necessarily must until weakness is overcome. The strength of character gained will be the measure of his true success, and this will form a new starting point for future power and triumph. You will become as small as your controlling desire, as great as your dominant aspiration. The visions you glorify in your mind, the ideals you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become. Not what he wishes and prays for does a man get, but what he justly earns. His wishes and prayers are only gratified and answered when they harmonize with his thoughts and actions. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. As the reaper of his own harvest, man learns both of suffering and bliss. They themselves are makers of themselves. Man is made or unmade by himself. He holds the key to every situation. In all human affairs, there are efforts, and there are results, and the strength of the effort is the measure of the result. As he thinks, so he is. As he continues to think, so he remains. The key to happiness is having dreams. The key to success is making them come true. Mind is the master weaver, both of the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance. Suffering is always the effect of wrong thought in some direction. The world is your kaleidoscope. And you too, youthful reader, will realize the vision, not the idle wish of your heart.